that y'all are well. Coming in. Put a 1 in the comments if you can hear me clearly. I'm gonna move this over here. Put a 1 in the comments if y'all can hear me clearly. I hope that y'all are well. And also put in the comments where you're watching me from. Let me give y'all the warning, baby. I done broke off. Child. 4 nails. I'm just gonna tell y'all. So if you see them, just know if you see them, I'm gonna fix them today. Thank God I can fix my own hair and my own nails. Hi, loves. Hello, hello, hello. Hey, North Carolina. Hey, Atlanta. I'm so glad that y'all are here. I have been doing a lot of resting and a lot of back end stuff this week. I have been having women come into the new program, the new 6-week program, the Harmony in 6 program. So if you are still interested in that program, the price point goes up for that program on July 1st, and we start on July 7th. So I am so excited about the women that are going to be joining that program. They are going to become masters of their cycles and their designs, as well as masters of their emotional responses, which is extremely important, which is going to enhance their creativity, which is also going to up level their productivity. And guess what? That's going to put them in position for great financial growth. Okay? Because what happens is that opportunity that has money attached to it is a byproduct of your innovations and your creativity. So if you lack creativity and you lack the ability to actually invent things, you're going to struggle to make money. And so this 6-week initiative is to support women. It's kind of like my last way of being able to support women before the year's out with a service that is going to help them elevate their creativity so they can make money. Because guess what? Nothing is getting any cheaper. Nothing is going to all of a sudden go back to normal. If you're thinking things are going back to normal, they're not. You are going to have to learn how to adjust to this new normal, or you're going to drown. We are in the season of sink, swim, or learn how to ride the wave. Okay? So that's where we are. For those who do not know me, my name is Antoinette. I am a feminine mastery architect. And what I do is that I support my amazing clients that are women leaders. I support them in harnessing their feminine energy, okay? And mastering emotional intelligence in business, which literally is going to drive their, well, let's say this, it's going to create unmatched creativity, up level their productivity, and increase their financial growth. Women who have worked with me have gone from 6 figures to multi 6 figures, and from 5 figures to 6 figures, and from 6 figures to multi 6 figures as well as being able to collect and make more income for themselves in a multitude of ways. So I love the work that I do. I really, really enjoy the work that I do. And I'm blessed to be able to do the work that I do. So today, one of the things that I'm going to talk about that I think a lot of people don't really speak on is the number one secret that wealthy women hold dear to their hearts and their minds, and everything close to them. But I think a lot of people and it speaks to why they make the money that they make. And that secret is understanding. Those women understand energetics. Those women, the reason why this is my last year coaching directly with women the way that I am coaching is because I'm going to start working with corporations in the area of energetics. See, corporations and businesses understand that everything is about energetics. And I'm going to break down what energetics is. I'm going to break down why energetics are extremely important when it comes down to your life and how you do business. And then I'm going to put you on game of the most important element of energetics that you need to know about, which is your feminine energetics. So there's energetics, and then there's the aspect of energetics that is the feminine that you should be very in tune to and aware of. Because if you're not, it's probably the reason why you're not living the rich life. And when I say the rich life, I'm not just talking about finances. I'm talking about rich experiences. I'm talking about having a rich mindset. Thank you, my love, for these gifts. I'm talking about having rich relationships, rich friendships. I mean, literally cultivating and creating the life that you truly desire and that you really, really want. And I'm just here to tell you, like, for those, and I'm gonna be honest with you, people who are sitting at the bottom and who are worried about how am I gonna make money, it's too many ways for you to make money. It's too many ways for you to be able to make money in 2024, especially if you are a woman. You should not be making a job or you should not be making a job or a man you're playing. Like literally, it's too many ways for you to be able to make money. But the reason why you're not making it is because you're so focused on the money and you're not focused on your energetics, which actually is what brings the money to you. It actually is what attracts the money to you, okay? And because you don't understand how energetics operate, you can't seem to access any of the resources or other things that you're seeing other people tend to access or attract into their experience. And so after today, you'll have a better understanding of energetics, why it's very important in your life, why you need to stop sleeping on it, and to be honest with you, why people who are wealthy spend tens of thousands of dollars to be in communities where they speak about regulating your energetics. Because people who sit at the top, see, and this is the thing that they don't tell you, people who sitting at the bottom worry about their checks. See, the entry level workers or the people like at the entrepreneurial level who have not grown into executives, because there's levels to entrepreneurship. And my girl Deisha was talking about this one day, and it's so true. You have to go from, when you are in business, you have to go from being a business owner to being an entrepreneur to being an executive to be a master of energetics. And I'm just telling you that's the pathway. You don't have to believe me, but I'm telling you, when you are doing business, you start off as a business owner. You go into the space of entrepreneurship. You're an entrepreneur. Then you go into the space of being an executive, because you have to be able to you need to know, you can't just create. See, a lot of creatives just want to create and make money and not worry about the business aspect. I used to be like that. I totally understand. But what I'm telling you is, if you don't graduate from being an entrepreneur to being an executive, you will not be in business long, because that means you're not paying attention to the important things. And if you don't graduate from being the entrepreneur to becoming a master of energetics, then your business is not going to have the longevity that you're looking for either. So you may be able to push for a little while, but you personally are not going to have the energetics to be able to sustain a 6-figure, 7-figure company that you claim that you want. I'm just being honest with you. People are paying $20,000 to be in masterminds where all they talk about is energetics, because they understand when their energetics is right, they can execute properly. That's why I'm doing this whole thing with cycle syncing. So I'm not going to be on here really long, super long today, but I am going to break this information down for y'all. And if you really are about that, then I will give you a solution so you can tap into that and actually start learning how to utilize your energetics in a way that make you money. Because energetics is what makes money, okay? Because money itself is energy. And it only responds to the energy of, like I say, an it girl. And a lot of women are not it girls, which is why you're not attracting the income. And it has nothing to really do with the way that you physically look. It is an energetic experience. Many of you are not paid well in the way that you want to be paid, because you, one, don't believe that people will actually pay you $10,000 to sit here and break down this solution for them. You don't have that energy, and you don't give that energy. Therefore, that energy does not recognize you. Okay, so again, business about energetics. I'm going to explain what energetics are. I told you I broke off a couple of my nails, so save your judgment for your aunties, okay? At least I'm going to fix mine when I get off. But I want you to really get this and understand, because I've talked a lot about energetics and energy and motion, but I haven't really broken it down, and now I'm going to start doing that for you guys, okay? So, number one, the first thing that you have to understand is that your emotions, literally, by definition, is energy and motion. Okay, so your emotions, energy, and motion. I want you to be able to keep that in mind, keep that in your Rolodex, okay? So the law of vibration states that everything is always vibrating. That's very true. When you speak, the air is coming up and is vibrating so that you're able to say what you need to say. Me saying these things, the air particles are vibrating in attendance to that as well. So that's very important for you to understand too. So the energy and motion within your body is always moving, it's always vibrating, it's always circulating. You have to start asking yourself, what is the energy and motion within your body doing? If you have a lot of stress energy within your body that is constantly circulating over and over again, what I can tell you as a woman who has a psychology degree, that also has a master's, and I'm also certified in energetic psychology healing. So basically, I study emotions on a cellular level and how it impacts your health. So I study stress. The manipulation of stress and how it operates in the body and how it operates within the earth as well, but specifically dealing with women. If you are a woman who is constantly in a state of anxiety and stress, I can tell you that you are pushing your body into illness. You are pushing your body into illness. A lot of women don't know. Did you know? If you didn't know, let me put you on game. Did you know that if you overstress or you stress too much, you can go deaf? Have y'all ever had situations where you heard people they've been hearing all their life and everything has been fine, and then all of a sudden they went deaf? Okay? You can stress your body out so much to where you lose your hearing. But before you lose your hearing, the body is trying to get you to listen the entire time. But because you refuse to listen, now you can't hear. And everything that I give you is going to come from scripture, science, and psychology. So you can go and look this science up for yourself. There is a connection between, so if you ever want to know how your kidneys are doing, because let's talk about it. If you ever want to know the health of your kidneys, check the acuity of your hearing. Check and see how you're hearing. Start paying attention to your hearing. Start getting hearing tests. Your ears are connected to your kidney. There is a huge connection between kidney disease and going deaf. There's a huge connection with people who blow their kidneys and how if they don't get the help that they need to get, they end up losing their hearing. Stress, okay? Stress ruins your adrenals. Your adrenal glands sit literally on top of your kidneys. So once it ruins your adrenals, that means you stress your body out so much to the point to where the kidneys are not operating properly. So if you don't get the proper dialysis and you don't get the things that you need to give, there's a high chance that you can go deaf. And that's only one thing that can happen to you if you are overstressing as a woman. Don't get me started on the reason. Don't get me started on how women, the number one killer of women is heart disease. But y'all know there are so many symptoms that lead up to heart disease. You know what? One of the biggest symptoms of heart disease is irregular cycles. Y'all ready for that? One of the biggest symptoms, the biggest early signs that heart disease is on the way for you is irregular cycles. You know what disrupts your cycles? Stress. You ever had a time where you were so stressed that your period didn't come on time because you were stressed? Yeah. There is a connection, and I'm going to see my notebook sitting over here, but I'm going to get up and get it for y'all, because I wasn't even going to give y'all this, but I'm going to go and give it to you. Hold on. Because I was just sitting here the other day, and I was like, let me just give y'all some game on how this really go. Anger, also known as or in the form of resentment, ruins your liver. And when your liver is not functioning properly, it causes issues with your menstrual cycle. And when you start having issues with your menstrual cycle, such as irregular cycles for such a period of time, these are indicators of one of three things. Kidney disease that may be coming along. Let's get into it. Liver disease that may be coming along, and heart disease that may be coming along. Irregular cycles are linked to those three things. And what is linked to irregular cycles? Anger. The stress of anger puts your body in such a position that the liver cannot filter the way it's supposed to filter, because your liver is literally supposed to be a filter. Your liver has over 300 functions, FYI. Your liver has over 300 functions. So when you get angry and hold resentment for your baby daddy, when you hold resentment for your dad for not being there, when you hold resentment for the mother who she was supposed to be, when you hold these things in your chest, they go directly down into your liver and they begin to disrupt the majority of those functions. And hear me again, there are over 300 functions that your liver performs within the body. So when you allow anger to get a foothold, like the Most High tells you in scripture not to do, and you allow it to go into a state of resentment, it ruins your liver. And when your liver gets ruined, okay, so let's go ahead and get into it. It don't just push you into those three things. Let's get into the rest of it. So when your liver is getting ruined, what actually happens is it can't produce the nourishing blood that goes to your eyes. So guess what? You start to have vision issues. You can go blind. Anger can make you blind. Resentment can literally make you blind. You can go and look these things up. See, that's why I say, like, you ain't got to believe me. Go look for yourself. Go look for yourself. Anger can literally ruin your liver to the point to where it can impact your eyesight. And if you can't see, then you can't see anything better for yourself. It also, when you are so angry, it ruins your liver to the point to where it starts to impact the way your reproductive organs operate. And because of that, you can't create. So you've put yourself in a position and allowed your resentment to make you go blind and to block your ability to create. So you cannot see a vision for your life and you cannot create stability, which means you get stuck in a cycle of just downness, low vibrational states, depression, all of these things. This happened to me, messed up my vision. Ooh, I know another person that messed up their vision. Let me put you on game on another thing too. And I'm sorry to hear that. DM me, the one that just said that messed up your vision, because I'm going to say something, but I can't say it on here. But I want you to consider the insight that came to me about that. Okay? When you put yourself in position and you ruin your liver like that, to where you can't create and you can't see, okay? That also pushes you into things like type 2 diabetes. See, a lot of people will tell you that type 2 diabetes is a lifestyle illness. It is. It's a lifestyle disease because you've allowed yourself to live a life of stress. Hey, my love, you've allowed yourself to get comfortable with your cortisol levels being so high that you wake up at 3 and 2 a.m. and you can't go back to sleep. And you think you're getting a spiritual awakening when in reality your body is in high stress and it's letting you know it's in high stress, which is why it won't let you go back to sleep. See, if you're waking up consistently in the middle of the night, 2, 3, 4 a.m. all the time, and this is just a thing, and that's not just your normal clock and your normal internal schedule, that is your cortisol levels letting you know that your body is in high stress. It can't even rest when you are attempting to close your eyes. And see, that's a lot of people's reality because your body is just out of sync that much because you don't understand the energetics. And the energetics within your body are off. When the energetics within your body are off, that is what invites illness because it's imbalanced. Okay? Something that's very important too that a lot of women don't pay attention to. In order to have a healthy cycle, there are several things that need to be balanced within yourself. And you're talking to a woman who spent 20 years with an irregular cycle. You're talking to a woman who they told me when nobody was talking about polycystic ovarian in 2004, they told me at 20 years old that I had it, that I was diagnosed with it. They told me I'd have to be on medications. They told me I had to be on Clomid if I want to have babies. They told me I'd have to be on birth control. They told me I would have to do all these things that I did not have to do. I literally listened to the Most High. I had a spiritual awakening. I listened to the Most High for 6 months straight on what I needed to be eating, doing, and not eating. And my cycle has been coming back consistently for the last 7 years, more so than it did in the 22 years since I got it when I was 11. Let me tell you something. My cycle came at 11 years old, and it came in irregular. You know why it came in irregular? Because I was already stressed. My formal years, my 1 through 10, lacked the stability. So when my cycle came in, it wasn't stable because internally I already wasn't stable. So some of your children that are your girls, your babies that are actually having these cycles come in and they're already irregular, it's letting you know what time it is right now. You need to be addressing that right then and there at 9, at 10, at 11. Because the fact that they're getting it at 9, the fact that they're getting it at 10, the fact that they're getting it at 11 is a problem. And the body is letting you know. The Most High is the ultimate architect. Our bodies are self-healing mechanisms. Your reproductive organ as a woman is a self-cleansing instrument. It does not require you to put things in it. It literally is designed that way, to heal and to clean itself. The only way it doesn't clean itself or it doesn't heal is because there is something in the body that is foreign, that is blocking the process. When you are not having a cycle as a woman, because let's get into it. Creation consists of 2 things, cycles and conception. If you are not having a cycle, it is several things. It's one of these 4 things that's off within your body. The kidneys are off. the spleen is off, the liver is off, or the heart is off. In order for the cycle to come, for a cycle to happen, these things have to be balanced. And the truth is, a lot of women are not balanced in their heart, which is why we have heart disease. Let's get into it. Because the heart is what you call, and my friend is a nurse, and she said when I was in nursing school, they called the heart the dumb muscle. It did whatever it does, whatever the brain tells it to do. Y'all tell y'all heart to do so much, that's why it's breaking. The heart doesn't attack you. The heart only defends itself. The heart can, why would the Most High put a muscle within your body that is vital and would tell you to guard it above everything else? Why would it tell you to balance and to guard it above everything else if it wasn't important for you to pay attention to? Your heart does not attack you. The heart defends itself against what's happening. And I've had these conversations with nurses because who are the clients? Because let me put y'all on game on something. You know who coming to see me and to work with me? Yes, business coaches. Yes, life coaches. Yes, business exec. But you know who really coming to see me? Your doctors. Yeah. Your therapists, they're coming to see me. Your nurses, they're coming to see me. Your healers and your support and your help are seeking healers because they are extremely overwhelmed, even with the knowledge that they have. Which is why when you experience them, when you go into the hospitals and different things, you're getting a very uncouth type of experience. They're overwhelmed, they're exhausted, and a lot of them are numb. A lot of them are numb. Because in that space, it's hard to keep up with energetics. It's hard to be in tune with energetics. So they have to come into space and learn how to do this. If your cycle is off, there's something off going on with the heart. If your cycle is off, there may be something off with the liver. If your cycle is off, there may be something off with the spleen. If your cycle is off, there is something off with the kidney. And let me tell you something. Let me tell you a couple of things that ruin these things. Fear, insecurity, and anxiety and willpower will make you fat, will ruin your adrenals, will raise your blood pressure and cause hearing loss. I'm going to say it again. Stress, because there are different elements of stress. When we're talking fear, we're talking insecurity, we're talking anxiety, and we're talking lack of willpower. These are your adrenals. When people talk about your root chakra and that aspect of it, that's what they're speaking of. You're not grounded in the truth that the Most High takes care of his own. You're not grounded in the truth that the Most High literally supplies all of your needs according to his riches and glory. You believe that the country is going in debt and you're trying to figure out what you do. And that's why you're blowing your adrenals. That's why you're blowing your kidneys. That's why you put yourself in position to invite illness into your space, into your vessel. That type of stress, putting you on game here. When you are afraid, when you live in fear, when you live your life as an insecure woman, when you live with a body riddled with anxiety, when you lack the willpower you call stress, and let me tell you how you might feel it, just in case you think I'm playing. That back pain you got. You ever question why you can't seem to lose weight no matter what you choose to do, no matter how many diets and stuff you go on? You ever pay attention to the fact that you keep having these UTIs? You ever pay attention to the fact that when you are having these anxiety attacks, you seem to lose your breath? All of these things are dealing with the fact of your... All of these things are dealing with the fact of your... So let's go ahead and get into the aspect of conception. In order for conception to take place, there has to be a strong function of the heart and the kidney. So this is why some of us may have cycles consistently, but you can't seem to conceive, because the function of the heart and the kidney is not doing its job. Something is off in that area. And when you don't pay attention to that, you can't conceive. So if there is no cycle and no conception, there's no creation. And I want you to look at that even from a figurative aspect, not just literal. So I'm telling you as a woman, if you're struggling to create, it's because one of your major organs is off. So either the heart is off, the liver is off, the spleen is off, or the kidney is off. That's why there's no cycle. Okay? If you are struggling to conceive on the area of conception, it's because the heart and the kidney are not functioning at full capacity the way they should be functioning at full capacity. So let's go ahead and get into this in the aspect of your business or in your life. The reason why you can't create a new cycle in your life is because you lack balance. You lack internal balance, and that's why you can't create a new reality. That's why you keep repeating the cycle that you have going on right now, is because the energy and motion within your body sets you up for that. Energetics literally rule everything. They rule everything. And you can try to ignore them, but they're ruling where you are right now. Because what you are doing within yourself is setting the tone for your external experience. So let's just talk about, so you're not balanced. That's why you can't create a new cycle in your life. You can't conceive new ideas or create new innovations that attract opportunities that have money attached to them because you ain't strong in your heart. And your and your stress is too high. Your stress is too high, so your kidneys are blown, so they're not functioning the way they need to. And your heart is clouded with overwhelm and judgment, so you can't create. When I tell you God does not lie in scripture about how you should not be giving anger a foothold and why you should not be worrying and why you shouldn't be doing these stupid things that society really pushes you to do, it's because it makes you sick. And when you get sick, guess what happens? You can't do your work. You can't operate in your assignment. You can't, because your vessel ain't right. And what's one of the commandments that you're supposed to do? It tells you the statute to take care of yourself. That your body is a temple. You can't do nothing with a wrecked temple. Nothing. And because you don't realize that, that's why you can't create the opportunity that you want for yourself. That's why you're not getting the money. Your energetics ain't right. You don't understand energetics. Now you begin to understand why doctors, nurses, and all these people will come and pay tens and thousands of dollars to people like me to understand energetics, because energetics is what's going to keep you in the longevity game. It's going to keep you in the longevity game. I don't set my clients up just to start businesses. I put my clients in position to be here for a long time. I had a client who came to me in February. She just turned 40. Doctors telling her, we want you, your heart is not doing what it needs to do. It's not pumping where it needs to pump. You need to do this. This needs to happen. Baby, she was so overwhelmed, they want to put on medicine for life. We went to college together. So she got in my inbox. She said, I see that you lost 90 pounds. Tell me what you did. I have a consistency issue. I have this. I have that. I said, let's have a meeting. So we had a meeting. She like, I have an issue with consistency. I said, you don't have an issue with consistency. We are creatures of habit. We do not have consistency issues. We have belief issues. We don't have consistency issues because you do what you want. You do the same thing over and over again. You don't have an issue with consistency. You have an issue with being consistent in the wrong areas, in the wrong spaces. And so when I put her on game, this is how I can help you. Here we are now. Her goal was to lose 100 pounds, and she said she had never been consistent. Baby, when we was on the phone on the meeting the other day, she lost 50 pounds. Not only has she lost 50 pounds, but she turned around and she bought my Feminine Flourishing Mastery Suite. And now I'm finna put her in position to get this bag as an education consultant. And I'm talking about she gonna get a big bag too, because that plan is chef's kiss. And anybody who's ever worked with me understands how my brain works. If you tell me one thing, I'm gonna tell you 5 ways you can be able to make money from it, because that's one of my gifts. One of my gifts is that I am a seer. And because I am a seer, I see, how I see is through the patterns. So the forecast is always in the patterns. Show me your life patterns and I'll tell you about you. You don't have to tell me anything. Just let me review and see you, and I'll tell you about you. It'll be very clear. The forecast is always in the patterns, baby. You can always see the truth. Just like call me the weather lady. Because the forecast is always in the patterns. I see the patterns extremely clear, which is why I dissect scripture the way I do. Which is why I dissect scientifically the way I do. Which is why I dissect psychologically the way I do. Because you as a woman have to understand that there's a three-way element to you. That you need to be balanced in order to thrive in this life. You need to be balanced spiritually. You need to be balanced biologically. And you need to be balanced psychologically so that you can make decisions that are wise. Like, okay, what I actually should be doing for work. Okay, what type of man that I actually can do life with in a lifelong partnership with, that actually can support me and actually give me what I need. Okay, a lot of y'all are making decisions from imbalanced places, and that's why your life is cycling the way it is. And these things have to stop. Okay, so let me go ahead and get into this. I didn't even plan on giving y'all all that game, but I gave y'all some good game on because y'all need to understand how real this is when it comes down to your well-being. But let me go ahead and give y'all this. Is this not? I'm finna say, don't make me mad. This ain't updated. Okay, here you go. So, anyway, for those who are joining, my name is El Internet. I'm a feminine mastery architect. Y'all gonna see a couple of my broke nails. I'm fixing when I get off. But what I do is that I support my amazing clients in helping them my clients are ambitious women leaders. I support them in harnessing their feminine energy, mastering emotional intelligence in business, which is going to drive unmatched creativity, unparalleled productivity, and great financial growth, because you're not at cap energetically, so you're in a space to be able to receive, create, and be able to receive again, because it's your feminine nature to receive. So if you're not receiving money, it's because you don't understand creation and you're not connected to creation, because it's your divine right as a woman to be taken care of. Because last time I checked, when Eve got here, she did not say where the lights at. She did not say where the food at. She did not say where we gonna do this, baby. Everything was already set up. So why don't you believe the same can happen for you? Why don't you believe that that is your reality? Because you're stuck in the wrong set of energetics. That's why. Okay. So let's go ahead and get into, I'm going to talk about what energetics are, why they matter in life, what are feminine energetics, and why feminine energetics matter, and why this matters in business, okay? Because it's very, very important. I've been telling y'all, they are talking about how it's $480 billion projected in the creator economy. As a woman, you should be figuring out how you're going to get your piece of the pie instead of trying to lay up with somebody else and worry about what men doing. You need to get your piece of the pie and get yourself together, so when you are choosing suitors and different people like that, you are choosing from a healthy place and not from empty pockets, baby. Because a lot of y'all trying to choose from empty pockets, and that's wild. To want somebody to provide a lifestyle that you can't provide yourself is crazy work, okay? And especially if you have children, you need to have your own bag. Period, point blank, the end, okay? At all times, thou shalt have your own bag. I don't care what's going on. I don't care who you with. I don't care what's happening. And let's be very clear. If you're working a 9 to 5, again, you should have your own bag. That's not your bag. If you're working a 9 to 5, that's not your bag. You should have your own bag. If you are a home and you staying at home, you're a stay-at-home wife, you should have your own bag. You should have your own bag. If you are leaning on and with somebody, you should have your own bag. I'm going to reiterate that. You should have your own bag. Because it don't make sense in 2024 for you not to have your own bag. I don't care what is happening. I am seeing too many women having multiple children, being married, and a person. Because let me put y'all on game. Women are so concerned about men leaving them for somebody else that y'all not even thinking about if these men die. Y'all not even thinking about if they pass away, how you're going to continue the legacy and take care of your children. You should have your own bag. Make it make sense. If somebody want to get up and leave you, that shouldn't bother you. Why? Because you got your own bag. If somebody leaves this earth, you shouldn't be wondering, oh my God, what I'm going to do, because you should have your own bag. Okay? All right. So let's go ahead and get into these energetics. Number one, what are energetics? Energetics refer to the study of energy flow and its transformations. Specifically, its impact on your physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being is what I'm going to be focusing on. The core concept of energetics is simply this. Every action, every thought, every emotion emits energy, influencing your environment and your experiences. I want you to look at your environment. I want you to take a quick 5-second scan. Look at your environment and look at your experiences in your life. Do you like that? If the answer is no, I don't like it, I can't stand it, it stresses me out, then guess what? Then you need an energy shift. That means that you need a shift in your action, you need a shift in your thought process, and you need a shift in your emotions, because one of those is off, and that's why you keep repeating the cycle that you're repeating. Okay? So here's why energetics really matter in your life and why they're so important. Energetics provide 3 key things that you are going to need as a woman. Y'all, please stop depending on men to do these things for y'all. My God. Stop doing it. Stop depending on men to give you. If you can nail these 3 things, you will not be seeking men to give you these things, but you will seek them to do exactly what it is that they are designed to do. Because some of y'all want men to be women so bad, and they ain't. And it's because you don't understand the science of yourself. It's because you don't understand the science of energetics. And because you're not in sync with your cycle, you think that men are supposed to perform like you when they don't. And when you understand the science of yourself, you will begin to understand the development and the science of masculinity, and you'll stop expecting them to be women, and you'll start respecting them as men, and you'll start submitting and choosing the ones that align with your life. instead of trying to make people be something that they ain't. Because y'all know y'all love to fix somebody and turn somebody up and child, why, I don't know. But y'all love to do it. Okay? Here are the 3 things of why energetics extremely matter. Number 1, vitality. This is going to enhance your energy levels, which is going to make you feel more alive and vibrant. That's going to be huge for your confidence, for your self-esteem, and when it's time for you to execute. Stability is another thing that understanding energetics and why they matter. Energetics allows you to achieve emotional balance and reduce the chances of anxiety and depression. Women are the number 1. No, they sit at the top spot for anxiety. You know what else, too? A lot of women, and they don't realize this connection, but y'all know how y'all going to the doctors and the doctors are telling y'all that y'all got IBS. Y'all really have rooted anxiety issues. Because when you worry so much about the outcome, when you worry so much about trying to control something, it actually attacks your spleen and it throws your spleen out of balance. And once your spleen is thrown out of balance, there's a splenic aspect to your spleen that has something to do in regard to the stomach. And when that aspect of the stomach is not working anymore, that splenic aspect, that is when you start having digestive issues, because worry weakens your immune system by lowering your defenses because it attacks your spleen. And when your spleen is out of balance, guess what happens? You can't conceive. Dun, 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 dun. An out of balance spleen, okay? And let me see this part. An out of balance spleen. Let me show you. Let me put you on game. This is a sign that your spleen may be out of balance. If your period comes too early, or if your period is too heavy. If your period is too heavy and you are constantly bleeding, tell me how your anxiety is. For the heavy bleeders in the room, and you don't have to answer this question by putting anything in the comment section, because I'm not here to embarrass you, but I'm here to get you to think. For those who have heavy periods who are weighing them down, how much of life is weighing you down in an anxiety type of way? Because there's a heavy connection between anxiety and an out of balance spleen, because it throws your body out of balance. So if the period is consistently coming early, if the period is consistently heavy, that is a sign that something is happening within the body and that the spleen is out of balance, probably because there's too much worry energy flowing through the body. When worry energy flows through the body, okay? And depression as well, because depression focuses on the past. So anxiety worries about the future and what it can control, and depression worries and focuses and stays in the past. So either way it goes, it's a form of worry, which is literally ruining and weakening your spleen day by day. And see, what people don't realize is these things such as cysts and fibroids and tumors and all these things are a build up. It takes time for these things to build up. These things don't come overnight. See, you getting hit with the flex when you go on a doctor, so you shocked. But this has been a 15-year period process that has been happening for these fibroids to develop. These things, the small things that happen during childhood that people think are so simple. Oh, she just have a regular period. You're going to put her on birth control. Baby, I was a teenager that they put on birth control because I had a regular period, and that threw me even more off. Even more off. Because no one really understood how the energetics of the body works. And it's not the doctor's fault, because they're taught to study the symptoms based on what they're not taught a lot about energetics. Which is why, like I said, a lot of doctors come to see me. They're not taught about energetics. They're not taught about the importance of that, which is why a lot of them are having breakdowns. Because a lot of doctors and nurses are having a lot more breakdowns than what people are realizing. A lot of therapists are having a lot more breakdowns than what people are realizing. This is why I constantly come on here and tell y'all need to be doing y'all due diligence about the people that you're hiring. Y'all need to really be doing y'all due diligence about the people that you're hiring. Y'all leave y'all life in the hands of human beings just because they have titles, and nah. My life is in the hands of the one that created me. Now, you may be able to tell me something about what's happening because of your area of expertise, but my life is not in your hands. Okay? And y'all put your health and your lives in the hands of people, and you should not do so. I'm not telling you not to go to doctors. You do need to go. You need to know what's going on within your body. But what I am telling you is that you should not be putting all of everything and all your stake into that. Okay? Because, like, don't. Somebody give you some scripture about worry. It tells you, and you can type this in Google, but it tells you in scripture to not be anxious about anything, but to pray for supplication of all these things. And it also asks you in scripture, how is worrying going to add an hour to your life? See, I really think God is like a comedian, because he already know that adding a year to your life, like, worrying is not going to do that. Worrying actually takes from your life. That's why you're told not to do these things. You're told to cast your burdens. Because because when you really think about it, don't things always seem to work itself out? Don't things always seem to do what it needs to do? And the key thing is that when things work out, you've already put your body through all of that stress. You've already put your body through all of that, and that energy is still in motion within your body, and it attacks your organs, and it pushes you towards illness. Disease is dis-ease within the body, which means a lack of harmony within the body. What throws the body out of harmony is things that are invited into the body, which is why it tells you in scripture to guard your gates. Eyes, ears. Be very careful about what you take into your body. That's why the scripture tells you to what? Guard your heart. Be very careful about who you allow close to your heart. See, we don't pay attention to these things when these things are the keys to life. Because ignoring these things are the fastest pathway for you to be put in the ground. Because broken heart syndrome is a real thing. All this toxic programming they like to put in front of you, but they don't tell you that people die from broken heart syndrome. They don't tell you that your heart can only take so many hits before it's out. They tell you to hook up with everybody and it's sexual empowerment, but they don't tell you about the connections and what you feel internally and what happens in your body and how you're making your womb a wasteland. And when you make your womb such a wasteland that you can't create from it, they don't tell you that though, but they tell you go smash everybody. They tell you go get his money and smash, but they don't tell you you're making your womb a whole wasteland and you can't operate from a wasteland at all. Be leery of people, entities, society, and situations that will give you all the aesthetics of things, but won't tell you the science behind these things. Won't tell you how they're secretly studying you. Society over the past, I don't know, it's been a minute, but several years, society has been making it very apparent or trying to send the narrative out there that women of color are whores. That's the narrative. That's the narrative that has been put out there, that we are whores, right? But what we're not realizing is what detriment that actually is doing to us spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and physically. When I hear little girls out here singing these songs, putting themselves under spells, because y'all don't think it's a coincidence that these songs now that are coming out are just repetitive of the same thing over and over again. It's a chant, baby. It's a chant because you're chanting the mind, much like the ABCs. Y'all see how y'all still know the ABCs, right, after all these years? It's a chant. So as you're continuing to chant it, you go under a trance. And as you go under a trance, you think that's your reality. They have literally, they're telling us how the STI rates are skyrocketing high. Syphilis is at an all-time high. I'm talking about back to people stuff rotting off. But then you have music saying to hit me raw and to do this and to repeat it over and over and over again. Drums. The sound of the drums is going to the right side of the brain to distract the right side of the brain, because the right side of the brain is feminine energy. The right side of the brain is creative energy. The right side of the brain responds to the beat, so you want to start dancing because that's the creative aspect. But, okay, the lyrics of what's being said, hey my love, are being programmed in the left side of the brain. And the left side of the brain is where logic is. So y'all be trying to figure out why these kids ain't got no logic, why these kids ain't got no sense. That's because their gates aren't guarded. You wonder why these adults so unhinged and all over the place? Because their gates aren't guarded. They didn't guard their gates. They didn't guard their eyes. They didn't guard their ears. They didn't guard their heart. So it's corruption everywhere. This is the power of energetics. See, this is what I'm saying. Energetics is very much so important. They use energetics to trick you, but then tell you you gotta work hard. Y'all don't see the gimmick in the game that they pull over your eyes? They play so much. Society literally tells you, they use energetics to trick you and put you under spells, but then tell you the way you get money is working hard. Work your way to the top. Baby, talk about selling a dream. Energetics in business, again, why it's important and why it really matters. The three things. When you understand energetics, okay, you're going to increase your vitality as a woman. You're going to create stability as a woman, which is going to decrease your anxiety and your depression, and is going to help you support in achieving emotional balance. Thank you, my love, for these gifts. And then also you're going to understand the power of development, meaning that you're going to promote self-improvement and a deeper connection to your want to yourself. These things are very important in this life. You need to be connected to yourself, where you are continuously developing. You're going to need stability, because things are going to be thrown at you to try to get you to fall off your rocker. And you're going to need vitality, which is the energy necessary to execute these things. When you understand energetics, these things come into play. That's why wealthy women, that's the number one secret of why wealthy women get paid, or women get paid the way they do. Women who get paid well have these three things. They understand energetics. They pay $20,000 to be a month to be in masterminds to learn about energetics. So when I tell you your doctors, your nurses, your therapists, and those people are coming to see me, it's because they want to understand their own energetics so they can hack their own sim. There is the only way out of the matrix that y'all keep talking about, which is basically societal's systematic setups, is for you to hack your own sim. It's for you to hack your subconscious mind, for you to hack your identity, for you to hack the levels of mastery within yourself necessary so that you can bypass, there's no money, so that you can bypass, there's no men, so that you can bypass all this limited small thinking that you have going on. Because all of these things are available. They're just not available to you, baby. But they're there. They're just not available to you. That's because you're not available to it. That's because you're not attractive to it, and it is the money. Okay? So that's why energetics matter in life, all right? So let's talk about what feminine energetics are and how you can use these in business and why they're so vital. And feminine energetics is literally why I have the 6-figure business I have today. It's me understanding how to work with my energy instead of working against it. Society taught you to work against your body. I'm here to teach you how to work with your body. I say all the time, thank you so much. I say all the time because my homegirl, Sasha Rose, if y'all know her, she helps women heal their wombs. Women who have fibroids and different things like that, right? So she helps them heal their wombs. And I tell them, Sasha gonna help you heal your womb. I'm gonna teach you how to make money with it. She gonna teach you how to heal it. If it's a struggle with it, she gonna teach you how to heal it. But I'm gonna teach you how to make money with it. Because that's what it's for. It's a creation station, literally and figuratively. But if you don't know how to tap into that, then you don't get access, okay? So feminine energetics, by definition, basically is, feminine energetics tends to focus on the intuitive, the creative, and the nurturing side of aspects of energy. These things are very important in business, okay? Intuitive, your intuition, your ability to create, and your ability to nurture is going to be very powerful in your business as a woman, okay? So the core concept of feminine energetics is embracing the natural rhythms and qualities inherent to the feminine energy to enhance your life and your business. This means being in sync with your menstrual cycle. This means understanding the 4 phases of your cycle and learning how to use it in a way to position you to make more money. You will hear one of my clients, well, she's my sister friend now, but one of my former clients who's my sister friend, you will hear her say, baby, I manifest best on my moon cycle. And she was like, and Elle taught me that. That's very true. When you are on your cycle, you are releasing, which opens you up for opportunity to receive. But if you lack connection with the one that created you, you are not able to receive. There's no room for you to receive if you are at capacity. If your energetics of your womb are not working right, you're not able to receive what it is that you really need to receive, which is why it's so important for you to be in tune with that. Because during that time frame, a lot of women don't realize when your cycle is there and you're releasing physically, you should be releasing the things spiritually that don't belong. You should be releasing the things mentally that don't belong. You should be releasing the things emotionally that don't belong. That's why y'all carry so much trauma from month to month to month to year to year to year. Thank you, my love, for these gifts. You keep, carrying all this dead weight because you won't lose it. And a lot of women won't do that because they don't really know how to, they don't really know how to use it. What about birth control? That makes it hard to release. Yes, God. That's why I don't do it. A lot of people not going to like what I'm going to say about birth control, but I'm just tell you what it is. I'm telling you what I know to be true. Birth control, number one, is a false hormone. And like I told you guys earlier, the body will not attack you, okay? The heart doesn't attack you. The heart defends itself. So when you add something like a false hormone into the body that mimics the real thing, it throws the body out of balance because the body is trying to recognize it because it's a foreign object. And because it's a foreign object, the body sees it and is trying to work with it, but eventually they gonna get into it because it's not naturally what is coming from you. So it's going to impact how everything else works, which is why I tell women when you are on birth control, it's really not it's not good to be on birth control and be dating because it throws your hormones off. You think you want somebody that you actually don't want. You have something else within you that is impacting your thought process. Your cycle impacts your brain, baby. So you mean to tell me you don't think that when you are adding a foreign object into that's mimicking that's not going to impact your brain activity? Yeah, it is. Just like hot chips impact your brain activity. They're going to, them birth control too. But they don't tell you that. And they don't really put you on game when it comes down to a lot of birth control and how this thing works. That's why people be walking around here popping Plan Bs and all this type of stuff like that crazy. From my understanding, even with a Plan B, you have to be at least 190 pounds under that. And a lot of people don't know that. So you're popping you're putting these things in your body and you don't really know what's going on. And it's very important for you to know what is going into your body. It's very important for you to know what's going into your body and how it impacts your body. My client that came to me, they said that they wanted to put her on medication because of her heart. They want to put her on medication for life. She said, no, that medication for life didn't sound right to me. So I immediately got in your inbox because I was like, this don't sit well with me. And she's not the first client that I inboxed from another client maybe like a month ago. They said, hey, since I've been getting your courses and stuff like that, I'm down 53 pounds. I don't even teach women how to lose weight. That's the crazy part. Yes, I've lost 90, but I don't even teach women how to lose weight. That's not even my thing. But women achieve optimal health, better health. Women make more money. Women attract better relationships after working with me because there's something that happens within the woman. I'm just a person that guides you on the journey to get the results. But it's all about energetics. What I teach my clients is literally energetics. I teach them how to master their own energetics. Because when you can master your own energetics, baby, then you can master the energy outside of yourself. That's when you can start attracting opportunity. That's when you understand how to use your alluredness and not try to use feminine wiles to get men. You just know how to be alluring. You just know how to pull people into your peace instead of rocking them into your chaos. It's all about energetics and understanding the power of energetics, okay? So feminine energetics, here's why they matter. Feminine energetics matter because your intuitive power enhances your decision making as long as you are connected with the depths of your intuition. And then also you have the inner wisdom, which I like to call your inner intelligence, which I like to refer to as the God frequency according to Luke 17:21, which says that the kingdom of heaven is within you. So it's very important to understand the kingdom of heaven within you and understanding the intuitive power that you have as a woman. Because when you connect with your inner wisdom, this sets you up to trust yourself better. Y'all think y'all don't trust people. See, y'all be lying. Some of y'all be lying and y'all know y'all be lying, and some of y'all be lying and y'all don't know that you're lying. But I just want y'all to stop being a liar because the universal algorithm is going to keep sending you liars because you lie to yourself, okay? We tend to lie a lot as women in thinking that knowledge and intelligence are the same thing. They're not. Intelligence tends to come from a wise and a spiritual place. Knowledge is something that you can obtain from any book, which is why I'm not a huge person in recommending, oh, what book should I read? Because women are knowledge hoarders. You like to obtain knowledge and get in conversation with people just to show that you're the smartest woman in the room, but you're not actually implementing any of these things. So you're not really advancing to the next level. You have to learn that your experiences as well is not that. And then let's talk about trust. A lot of women will tell me, I don't trust people. I just want to be by myself. It's so much happening in the world. I just don't trust people. It's not that you don't trust people. You don't trust yourself because of the people that you've chosen in your previous experiences. That's the truth. You don't trust yourself because you've chosen piss poor friends. You don't trust yourself because you've chosen piss poor men. You don't trust yourself because you've chosen piss poor business ideas or piss poor 9-to-5 jobs. You have chosen these things and they have not worked out in the favor that you thought, or you didn't think it didn't go the way you thought it was going to go. And because of that, you don't trust yourself anymore. I understand that. When we make decisions based on the old programming, and when I say old programming, if you have not done any internal work to elevate yourself from childhood and those childhood experiences, you are still running off the programming that you're not good enough, just like your mama said. And because you are still running off that particular programming, you are trying to choose people and hoping that they will see your value, tell you about your value, seeking that external validation. And honestly, the reason why they don't stick and they don't stay is because you're a burden to them. You're a burden to them. See, and my really good friend made a post this morning, and one of the things she said is that if people start off talking to you and then they stop kind of talking to you, they either got too much going on or you're an energy drainer. And I think some women don't realize how much of a drain they actually are because they lack the ability to be emotionally intelligent, or they lack the ability to be connected to their inner wisdom so they can make intelligent decisions. So they keep repeating cycles and they want people to continue to hear about it. This is the one for the ones who want to call their friends and vent about the same man who was sorry from the very beginning. He's still sorry. He been sorry. And you want to continue to have a conversation about things and not change and shift anything. You have to update the programming so that you can begin to trust yourself again, so that you can start making wiser decisions, so that you can start choosing better people in your life experience, so that you can start having a better quality of life. You need to start really checking in with your feminine energetics in the form of intuitively, what am I feeling? Y'all will ignore the hell out of your intuition, your God-given intuition, and that's crazy work. It's crazy. The second aspect of feminine energetics and why they matter so much is creativity fosters innovative thinking and creative expression, artistic expression, and then the nurturing aspect promotes self-care and balanced relationships. Creativity and nurturing is right brain energy. The feminine is right brain energy. The masculine is left brain energy. A lot of women tend to live in the analyzing, the logic, and then they start overthinking and different things like that. Oh, overthinking also ruins your cycle too, because it's a form of worrying. But the reason why let me tell you that overthinking is rooted in a spiritual curse. And this is how you are cursing yourself if you are an overthinker, coming from a former overthinker. You curse yourself when you are an overthinker because you lack faith. And people don't want to hear that, but that's really the truth. You lack belief. And the majority of women's issues is that they have misaligned beliefs. They want one thing, but in the reality of their subconscious mind, they don't really believe that thing for themselves. And because you don't really believe that for yourself, it's not really going to work out. It's really just that simple. You not being able to sit in the truth of abundance is your birthright. You not being able to sit in the truth of that you've never seen the righteous begging for bread. Like, because you can't sit in the truth of these things, you tend to struggle to be nurturing, to be creative, because you are so focused and worried about money, and money is never going to come to you because you're not an energetic match. Because anything that you focus and zone on and worry about and overthink about is not attracted to you. It actually is repelled by you. It's like putting two batteries of the same sign like this. It's not going to work. That's basically, some of y'all are money stalkers. Some of y'all are stalkers of money, and that's what, and money runs from you. It tells you in scripture, actually, I believe in Proverbs 23:7, where it says that you should not be chasing wealth. Because if you chase wealth, it's like a bird, it will take up wings and fly away from you. Y'all, society told you to chase the bag. That's why y'all, I want y'all to really just think about, just take the messages of society and compare them to the one that created you. Society told you to hustle. That's the way you make money. The Most High told you to rest. Because most people listen to society. Most people are anxious, overwhelmed, and exhausted when they should have been resting. Okay? Society tells you, be angry, do this, do that, get your revenge, get your lick back. That's what society tells you to do. Get your lick back, do this and do that. Scripture says, God is not mocked, for whatever man sows, you shall reap. So whatever you dropping over there for them, you might as well get ready to start picking it up for yourself. Okay? Society told you, you should just live. You only live once. YOLO. You should do this. You should do that. You should be sexually empowered and liberated. And you should be testing and trying and doing this and doing all that. But it doesn't tell you about the emotional attachments. It doesn't tell you about the depression that it brings. It doesn't tell you how it ruins your womb. It doesn't tell you all of these things. Y'all need to start, if y'all want to hack the sim, hack your own sim, start paying attention to what society is feeding you. And start paying attention to what the Creator says about you. Society says you need to look like this to be beautiful. That's what it says. Society says, oh, you need to look like this to be beautiful. You need to have this done, this, and this, and this. The Most High says that you're beautifully and wonderfully made. Yet you believe something that didn't create you. That's crazy work. That's really, really crazy work. Okay? You're going to have to make it make sense. Because it's not making sense at all. So either you're going to listen to the one that created you, or you're going to listen to what society is telling you. And let's just see what society does. Let's see how that works out for you. Half of society, half of the world is sick from listening to society and hustling. I love her because she got her own 2 jobs. Baby, not me. Now, it used to be me, but not me. But that's how, these songs, they're encouraging you to make yourself sick. It's crazy work. Real crazy. The third important piece of feminine energetics is emotional intelligence, which puts you in positions to be aware, more aware. Being aware looks like understanding and managing emotions effectively. Okay? And empathy looks like compassion when it comes down to leadership and when it comes down to dealing with other people. These things are very important when it comes down to feminine energetics. The reason why feminine energetics matter in business because they influence your productivity, they influence your creativity, your decision making, and your leadership ability. These things are going to be very important in this era that we are in right now. If you've not seen my video on YouTube where I talked about the eight underrated skill sets that women need to have in 2025 and beyond if they want to thrive and be able to make money in this creator economy, what I am teaching you right now when it comes down to energetics is literally the biggest one, because a lot of those skill sets that people are looking for, companies are looking for, are centered around energetics, are centered around emotion, are centered around these things. And if you don't understand how to ground and be in that space, it's going to be very, very difficult for you. So when I'm speaking about energetics, it's literally energy and how things transform due to these energies. And I want you to really start paying attention to the energy you have in motion in your own life. Do you like it? Is it elevating your creativity or is it draining it? Is it elevating your productivity or is it causing you to procrastinate? Is it bringing you a bigger bag or are you broke? See, let's go ahead and get into the reality of what is actually happening in your world so that you can shift the energy. Okay? Now, if you are a person or if you're a woman, I have 2 things that can support you in shifting your energy, okay? I have an Eclipse Your Chaos session. You can get those for $197, all right? It's in the bio, my love. It's $197. You can get that with Klarna Affirm and Afterpay. You are going to pay for that session. You get an email immediately that's going to give you a quiz. That quiz is going to let me know where you are. It's going to let me know whether or not you need a frequency shift, if you need an energy management plan, or if you need to learn how to detach. Those are women's biggest issues. Y'all think everything is about you. You take everything personal. You don't know how to manage your energy, and you don't know how to transmute energy so that you can have forward progress. So what you're going to do is, once you take that quiz, it's going to alert me and let me know exactly where you are. And then from there, I'm going to create a plan around that to be able to support you in that space. Okay. Now, another aspect of that, and I just signed an amazing queen yesterday, but I have 4 more spots for my 6-week program. My 6-week program is the cycle, I can't even think, I just lost my train of thought. What am I doing? Harmony in 6. My Harmony in 6-week program, okay? This is a program that is for women who want to master their emotions and that want to understand cycle syncing. This is 6 weeks of me walking you through the process of cycle syncing so that you can get your body in sync with your natural rhythm, so that you can enhance your creativity. Your productivity is going to skyrocket, and then this is going to position you to be able to create more, which is going to make you more money. This is what you're going to need, because guess what? The money is going to be in creations. And if you are a consumer, you're not going to make it. No shade. Well, you know what? All shade, all tea, I'm going to throw the whole tree. That's just what it is. If you don't get into your creative bag, you're not going to make it in this creator economy, which means that you're going to put yourself in position to be working for someone else. And I would not want to be in a position working for a corporation or a company when the world is going crazy and it's not a good time, because you will not be treated well in those spaces. There are women, I say this all the time, there are women who ride the wave, there are women who create the waves, and there are women who succumb to the waves. Which one are you? Where are you going to fall in line in this space? Okay. That program is currently for the next 72 hours. You can get access to it for $9.97. We start on 7/7. Like I said, I have 4 more spots. Queen took a spot yesterday. These spots are coming in, and women are not playing. This is because y'all know that I'm not coaching anymore. We're coaching in this aspect anymore after this year. This 6-week program that I'm running for the rest of the year is literally my last attempt to support women who really want to get their creative bag going for 2025 and beyond. After that, I will not be directly helping women make money like that. I will be strictly working more so in energetics. I will be working with corporations to get their companies together. I will be having private retreats. I'm actually having a retreat next year in the fall. I've already talked to my people about setting up everything for the retreat. So I'm telling you, if the arc is open to be able to make money, to be able to create, to be able to do the things you need to do, and if you want your piece of the pie, that program, Harmony in 6, is going to get you in alignment with your cycle, help you align all of your activities and your business activities with your cycle, so that you know when you're the most sharpest, so you know when you need to rest. This business model really supports you in a space of operating in taking risk, getting results, having rewards, but most importantly, experiencing rest, which is very, very important for feminine women, okay? So it's so vital. Like I said, that program is $9.97. You can click the link in the bio to be able to get access. Somebody just booked a session and an Eclipse Your Chaos session. Congratulations to you. If you need to access the Eclipse Your Chaos sessions for $197, that price point is going up on July 1st. So they're $197 now. They're not going to be $197 after July 1st. So if you want to schedule your session with me, where we can work through your energy management, we can work through you needing to work on your detachment issues, we can work on you learning how to shift up into forward progress, then you might want to click the link in the bio to be able to get them while they're $197. And then if you're interested in the program, make sure you click the link to be able to get more information on the program, and you can DM me your questions. Okay, this program is closing up quick. There are a lot of women who have been coming my way about it, and I'm really excited about it. These women are going to go into 2025 understanding their own energetics, therefore they can manipulate the energetics around them. And let me explain what manipulating the energetics around them looks like. When you clap your hands, snap, or even speak, you are manipulating energy. So everything that you are doing in your world right now is a manipulation of energy. And if you don't like the energy in your space, it's due to your own hand. It's almost like you're given a thing of Play-Doh. What you created and what you see in front of you, it literally is what you've created. So if you don't understand or like what it is that you're seeing, then it's time for you to shift your energetics. And you need to do that now, okay? Because you don't, let me tell you, the worst thing that you can do is allow society to control your energy and motion. I'm going to say it again. The worst thing that you can do is allow society to control your energy and motion. The worst thing you can do is allow society to rule your energy and motion. Your emotions are your own. That is an internal experience, and your energetics determine whether or not you're going to be able to make money. So stop allowing society to do this to you. Drop your questions in the comments that you may have for me. I'm going to take a couple of questions. Congratulations, somebody else just booked a Eclipse Your Chaos session. And if you need to find that, click the About Me section, About L, scroll all the way down, and then it shows where you can book your one-on-one session. Like I said, those sessions are not going to be $197 after July 1st. They're going to go up. So if you want that session, make sure you click the link in the bio to go ahead and get that. The 6-week program is, let me see where it falls on the so I can take exactly where to go. But I want to say it's the last one on my link. So when you click the link in the bio, I'm gonna go straight to the link. I believe it's the very last one on the list. And drop your questions about anything that we talked about. Drop your questions about energetics, any of that. Yep, Harmony and 6 is the last one that you see. So the 6-week program is Harmony and 6 at the bottom. The Feminine Flourishing Mastery Suite, it was $888. It's actually not $888 anymore. It's actually $697. So I need to change that. So if that's something that someone is interested in, make sure that you shoot me a DM so I can send you a link for that right price. Okay? And you can get any of my courses, like I said, and products with Klarna, Affirm, and Afterpay. So don't let pricing be a thing. Don't let pricing necessarily be an issue. If you know that you need to master your cycle so that you can be creating and be more productive and make more money, and you need to master your emotional intelligence, then definitely Harmony and 6 is definitely the program for you. And like I said, we're starting on 7/7. So that's really, really exciting. And I have about 4 more spots for that. Okay? What other questions do you have for me? Harmony and 6, I'm so excited about it. Because there's so many women that's going to come out and do well. I'm really excited about that. Let me see. I'm going to give it a few minutes. If I don't see any questions, I'm gone. It's Friday, y'all. Do you help women who are stuck in mothering? Mothering is in a form of like mothering men or mothering people? Who are we mothering here? Give me a little bit more clarity on who we're mothering, and then I can give you some information. But I definitely can initially take you off support you in dropping your cape if that's your issue. So if your mothering looks like caping and saving everyone, most definitely I can help you. Most definitely. We get rid of that real quick. Okay? We don't do people pleasing. We don't do, I want to do this because I want to like a good person. We don't do that, baby. We don't do that. We are good people because we're good to ourselves first. Do you think that people can be attracted to your light even if you know? Do you think that, wait, hold on. Do you think people can be attracted to your light even if you know who you are? Let me know if I'm reading that correctly. But yes. Yeah. Very much so. Are you saying even if they don't know who you are? Both is very true. Yes. You got a bug is attracted. Everyone is attracted to light. A bug attracted to light. A moth is attracted to a flame. So everyone is attracted to light. Does everyone deserve to be in the light is the question. Does everyone deserve to get access to the light is a question. Can everyone handle being so close to the light is the question. So yeah, definitely. Definitely. Any other questions? And for the queen who asked about mothering, the way that you can break that is to grab the how to align with your authentic feminine design course. That's in the healing course area. So, okay. Because the law of attraction teaches you that you are what you attract, but what if you are not? So here's the thing. Um, and I won't use the law of attraction. I'll go straight to scripture because everything that I give you is going to come from scripture, science, and psychology. So when you talk about attraction, just in general, um, like is always going to attract like. And like it tells you in scripture, how can one walk together? How can two walk together if they don't agree? I think a lot of people think that they're meeting people and they're not like them. People are meeting people thinking, well, I don't act like that. You may not necessarily act like that, but water seeks itself. So there is something in your mirror at a certain angle that reflects what you see in front of you. I always tell people all the time, especially mothers, your children are your teachers and your mirror. Specifically, everyone you meet is a mirror. Your children specifically are your mirrors and your mirrors and your teachers. A lot of women will say, well, I keep attracting narcissistic men who use me up, and I'm not narcissistic, and blah 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 blah, and I don't do this to people, and blah 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 blah, and I don't understand why people keep doing this to me. Well, that's not true. If you find yourself consistently attracting narcissistic people, and you say that you're not a narcissistic person because you don't treat people like that, but that's a lie, because you treat yourself like that. You treat yourself like that because you allow yourself to experience these things after you see clearly signs that this is something that you shouldn't be in, because you're not safe, you're not secure, you don't feel comfortable enough to share. See, there are always signs and things, especially when you are asking the right questions. See, feminine women don't necessarily seek answers, they ask proper questions. And I think that's the thing that a lot of women don't realize. I don't seek the answers of other human beings. I ask the most high questions, and I allow human beings to reveal themselves, and I sit back and I analyze. I sit back and I analyze their responses. I sit back and I analyze just in case I need to adjust my positioning. You understand what I'm saying? So when people are coming into your life and coming into your experience, and they are wanting more of you, there's something within you that is like them, and it may not have even been addressed. That's why a lot of people, I say all the time, a lot of people want to talk about they want to talk about shadow work, when in reality you should be talking about mirror work, reflective work. Because what you were seeing in front of you is literally you walking into a fun house. And I did a live on this before. The people you have around you, your community, I want you to picture yourself walking into a fun house, and all those mirrors that you see where you look different, those elements and those images and those illusions in those mirrors are still you. They're just distorted. So what angle of the mirror are you being shown? And what do we need to do to necessarily pay attention to that? I believe you attract all kinds of people. It's not what you attract, it's what you entertain. Bingo. That's why I tell people all the time, you're a moth, bugs. Everyone is going to be attracted to light. What you entertain confirms the story of your subconscious mind. If you constantly entertain narcissistic people, that lets me know what's happening within your subconscious mind. When you constantly attract people who dishonor you and disrespect you, that lets me know the truth of your subconscious mind. You don't respect yourself and you don't value yourself in your subconscious mind. Probably because your parents taught you that. Probably because they talk so down to you that now is your inner voice. And so now, because that's your inner voice that you've allowed to speak so loudly within your body, you need to seek external validation in the form of a person. Whether it's a friend to tell you you look good, or a partner to reassure you on something that you already know about yourself. This is how these things come amok or come about. Okay? And these are things that we don't really pay attention to, but this is what happens when our energetics ain't right. See, when your energetics are right and you are in full alignment with yourself, you don't need to ask anyone what you look like. You don't need to ask anyone for approval. You don't need to ask anyone to validate you. You understand your own value. We ask people to validate us when we don't understand our internal value, when we question our value. And there's no reason for you to question your value unless you don't understand how valuable you are, which is also a huge issue with a lot of women. A lot of women don't understand their identity, so they can't operate in authority. They can't be proper leaders because they don't know who they are. And then we live in a world where a lot of women are in management positions in heavy roles and they don't know who they are, which is why they struggle to manage the people. They struggle to manage the people because they struggle to manage themselves. And that, again, starts with energetics. And a lot of people tend to sleep on that. So, but anywho, I'm about to get off here. Make sure y'all click the link in the bio to check out, to schedule your session, schedule your Eclipse Your Chaos session to get more information on the program that I'm offering right now, the Harmony in 6 program. It's just a 6-week program supporting women in psycho-syncing mastery as well as emotional mastery. Okay, so I am excited about that. If you want to click the link in the bio for that, like I said, I have about 4 more spots available for that. And we're starting on 7/7, and it's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be an elevated time. It's going to be a lot of women making more money, being more productive, being more creative, being more free, and really just operating from a true feminine space, because you don't have to work like a man to make 6 figures. Like I told y'all, I built my business from the ground up to 6 figures, and I ain't hustle a bit. There is no hustle. I don't even look like I'm hustling. Do I look like I'm tired and exhausted? No, because I'm not. I don't do that to myself. You just need to do business according to your authentic design as a woman, understanding your natural rhythm. And when you can do that, you're more creative, you're flourishing more, you look amazing because you know what to do during those phases. And not only that, you begin to see what? More money. So, DM me if you have any questions or any concerns. Click the link in the bio to be able to schedule those sessions. Your Eclipse Your Chaos session, you can get it in the About Me section. And any of the other courses or anything that you are interested in, go ahead and grab that. And like I said, you can use Klarna, Affirm, and Afterpay to be able to get all of these great things. So I will see you, Lord willing, on Monday. That's when I plan on being back on live. So I hope that this edified you. I hope that it made you think. I hope that it made you want to take action, that you actually do so. Okay? So I hope you have an amazing evening, y'all. Bye.